Namaskar. Welcome to another episode of Editorial. Kejriwal got bail yesterday. One of the two-member bench, one judge said, Central Bureau of Investigation, no, they're like caged parrot. Let's discuss all this. Let's discuss Kejriwal's bail. Let's discuss Central Bureau of Investigation. Let's get right into the show. So, a bench of Justice Surya Kant and Ujjwal Bhuyan pronounced the verdict and gave bail to Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, the CM, the Chief Minister of Delhi. In fact, Justice Surya Kant interestingly said that the arrest was legal. Justice Surya Kant said. But Justice Bhuyan had other things to say. So let's talk about, briefly, let me tell you what Justice Surya Kant said. Justice Surya Kant held that Kejriwal's arrest was legal and did not suffer from any procedural irregularities. He said everything was perfect. This is how it should be. But Justice Bhuyan had something else to say. Justice Bhuyan said that the CBI did not arrest Kejriwal for over 22 months and arrested him on the cusp of his release in the ED case. Honestly speaking, क्या आपको भी नहीं लगता? Don't you also think? 22 months CBI didn't want to arrest Kejriwal. But when Kejriwal got his bail and he was going to just walk out, CBI comes and arrests. ये वो हिंदी सिनेमा जैसा हो गया ना? And the intention, as a lay person, I would say that the intention looked as if not to get justice or not to do investigation and all, to ensure that Kejriwal stays behind bar. That is how it viewed. That is how, as a lay person, I saw it. So that is also what the judge commented. So that is what he said. The judge also reminded the CBI of its duty to ensure that its investigation is fair. Now, this is not the first judge who is reminding CBI. Every second judge has been reminding CBI. He also went on to say that not so long ago, this court had castigated the CBI, comparing it to a caged parrot. It is imperative that the CBI dispels the notion of being a caged parrot. Rather, the perception should be of an uncaged parrot. This is what Justice Bhuyan said. Now let us deep dive. You see, a lot of judges, not every second judge, but a lot of judges, not only in the court, even outside of the court, has called CBI a caged parrot, has called CBI completely controlled by the government, not independent, and all of that. A lot of judges have said this. This judge also said the same. A lot of people, if you go to people in general and talk about them, a lot of people will also react, saying that CBI is not necessarily fair. CBI does what the government wants it to do. Now, my problem is different. The problem that I want to draw your attention to is we normally all talk about the symptom. Nobody talks about the disease. Nobody talks about the disease. See, all judges and everybody sitting in their thrones, they say, oh, CBI, no, a caged parrot. Oh, this ED, no, caged parrot. Oh, that police, no, completely under the government. Very bad. All wrong. Not fair. All these people sit in their chairs and say, all these people. But is that entirely CBI's fault? Is that entirely police's fault? Is that entirely ED's fault? Or is it our system's fault? Who created CBI? Who created ED? Who created police? We created police. The system created police. It is the administration that created police. When was the last time you saw judiciary questioning the Prime Minister or the Minister or the Home Minister saying that how come Baba this CBI is like a caged parrot? What are you doing about it? What reforms have you brought to ensure that the CBI is not caged parrot? That nobody has questioned. Nobody has questioned. You see, the appointment of a CBI head is done by, of course, it is done by the Prime Minister and the leader of the opposition and the Chief Justice and all put together. But at the end of the day, normally we see the person who sits in the CBI chair is somebody who is quite cordial with the Prime Minister. This is what we normally see. And this is what a layman's understanding is also. And possibly, I believe, my opinion, it is true also. So when the boss is made to sit there by the political master, do you think that boss will go against the political master? And same is the case with ED, same is the case with IT, same is the case with every organization, every investigative organization that has got power to arrest you and throw you behind bars if somebody wants it to, if the political dispensation wants it to. They are controlled by the political dispensation. If the ED heads goes and talks against the Prime Minister or the Home Minister or doesn't listen against the Prime Minister or the Home Minister, do you think he will remain heads? He will remain a ED head anymore? He'll be transferred like this. Police commissioners were transferred in hours because the police commissioner refused to listen to the Chief Minister. A lot of people watching this editorial would know who I am talking about too. A police commissioner gets transferred in hours because he didn't arrest the person that the Chief Minister wanted him to arrest. Khatam, another police commissioner was brought in. And that police commissioner ensured that that man was arrested for an hour, 2 hours, whatever. This is how your system is working. How much are you going to blame the police? Of course, every time we expect the police to sacrifice. Like somebody says, that CBI should be above board, but also be seen to be so. CBI should be above board. CBI should be seen. Politician can do anything. Politician can transfer that CBI officer 30 times a year. That is okay. So, but CBI should suffer. Police should suffer. Policemen should suffer. ED person should suffer. Bureaucrats should suffer. But they should be seen. Everything is their fault. So look at their fate. They are fired by the politician. They are managed, manipulated, thrown around like a football by the politician. And even the judiciary takes dig at them. The judiciary also takes dig at them. I wish this honorable judge would have also spoken about why is CBI a caged parrot. Why is the Home Ministry not talking about it? Why is the Home Minister, Mr. Amit Shah, not responsible that the CBI is a caged parrot? I wish the judge would have asked that too, because that would have been getting to the disease other than just talking about the symptoms. Now, in no way, I am saying that therefore the investigating bodies and our police and our CBI and our ED and all are good. I am not saying that. I am saying that there is a lot of corruption. I am saying that the concept of morality, the concept of ethics this is my view, has more or less lost in the corridors of these EDs and these power corridors. It is lost. There is no moral and all there anymore. Officers sit there because there is a particular government in the place. So when a particular government comes to a state, you know who are the officers that are going to be given plum positions. And when that government moves, another set of officers will come and sit in that plum position. This is what happens. This didn't happen before. I have seen bureaucracy, I have seen the police from very close quarters. This didn't happen before, but now it does. It's like one government spoils. When one government comes, one set of officers. That government goes, there are other set of officers. And now what is new is the previous government will ensure that cases are put against the previous set officers. That also happens now. So the officers that has been under the current government, when the new government comes, the new government will ensure that these officers faces corruption charges, that charges, this charges, police charge, that, blah, blah. It is normal now. So somewhere down the line, once upon a time, the bureaucrats were working with the politician for the benefit of the country. Then came a situation recently where the bureaucrats were working for the politicians, and they would do exactly what the politician wants them to do. Slowly but steadily, there is no difference between the bureaucrats and the politicians anymore, because the bureaucrats currently are as good as working for that political party which is in power. This is reality. This is reality. Whether somebody believes me, somebody debates, reality as far as my understanding is concerned, my opinion is concerned. This is my reality. This is the way I see it. Now, the point here is, unless and until you remove the powers of transfer from a government, from the minister, you remove the power of suspending and increments and appraisals from the hands of the government, these CBI, this police, this ED is going to do exactly like what the government wants, because nobody is going to sacrifice their lives for the benefit of the country and for the benefit of the democracy and all that. ये सब अच्छी बातें हैं. It is not going to physically happen. Maybe 1,000 में से one officer may sacrifice his career, his everything, and say that no, I am going to follow my ethics. 1,000 में से one officer. That is all. 999 officers will do what this political masters asks him to do, because that's the easiest and the best way to survive. He has a family. He too has children. And he also has ambitions. Because 2 work he does for the politician, 10 work he does for himself. 2 times he makes money for the politicians, or he does favors for the politicians which are illegal and which are unethical. 10 times he also does work for himself, where he earns money, he or she earns his booty. Fair. Who will question him? Can the politician question him? The politician who is supervising him question him? You made him do whatever you wanted him to do, and then he is now doing what he wants to do also. I mentioned the story of Gashiram Kotwal. I mentioned that story in I think 2-3 editorials before. Please go through that story once again. And that's what's happening. My conclusion, it's a fashion to say that, hey, CBI, cased Parrot, ED, it's like Gestapo, police is like acting like security guards of the government. All this is very easy to say. And all these are symptoms. Do they exist? Of course they exist. Is it right? Of course it's right. But is it that simple? And if it is that, who is going to solve it? Whose responsibility is it to solve it? Will it automatically change? You can't change CBI till such time that you don't change the person who appoints the head of CBI. That person's attitude has to be changed. Then you see how CBI changes. You can't change police till such time that you don't change the person who appoints commissioners and DGPs and inspectors, and even a constable's transfer is through political power play. Even a constable's transfer. And I am told that for most of the transfers there is money involved. And when there is money involved in a transfer, and that person has to pay money to get transferred into a very cozy position, this is what I understand. I have no proof to say that. It is purely what I understand. I understand from whatever I hear around me, I see around me, and to a certain extent I believe it. The point is, there is money that is to be spent. That has to be spent for a transfer. You think a person who pays money to the politician and gets a transfer, you think he will sit in that transferred position and he will be praying and he'll be like God, very clean, very non-corrupt? He will try to make 10 times the money he has invested for his transfer, wouldn't he? Where does corruption therefore start from? Think about it. So the point is, let's not always discuss the symptoms. We all know the symptoms. Let's discuss the disease. Let's figure out what reforms can be brought to this country to ensure that our bureaucracy, our enforcement agencies acts for the people, for the benefit of people. rather than acting for the benefit of political powers and political masters. That's the point I wanted to make today. Till I see you next time, that's Monday at 10. Namaskar.
Stay ahead with our cutting-edge news app. Instantly access the latest shorts in just 1 minute and breaking news in just 50 words. Download now for a smarter, faster news experience.